I just wanted to tell you guys I loved making that series, Unwelcome Visitors. It was the best series I think I've ever made yet, in certain aspects, I would say. It was supposed to bring you guys together as fans to really think this story out, and I left a lot of a lot of things in there that really get you guys thinking, and I think I was pretty successful with it. I really do wish I had more fans, but that takes time, and that takes it takes years to build up those fans. But honestly, I was pleased with all the love I've gotten from it, and I just got a text, sorry about that. All the love I've gotten in my comment sections and my videos, and oh my gosh, I'm just getting blown up. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm very pleased with all of you leaving likes and really taking your time to watch my videos. It takes a lot out of your day to do that, and I understand how my 8-minute videos might just be too long to watch in one day, and I understand all that. That's just the style of that kind of series, and just to let you guys know a little secret, I'm pretty sure my next series that I'm making isn't going to be vlogging style. I love doing vlogging style, but I'm just going to let you guys know it's not going to be vlogging style. It might be, but I'm still thinking about it, and even though I love the vlogging style type of way of filming, it's just, it's getting a little old for me, You kind of just want to move on to different things and try them out and see if they're more successful than the other. So other than all that, I just want to explain in more details of what the story was all about. So pretty much, I'll just, narrow it down a little bit so it's not too long a video, but I moved into the bro cave and I found this teddy bear, and the teddy bear was left there from past owners. The past owners was what we eventually found out, Carrie, and Carrie used to live here in this little house with her family. She was 13 years old, and she died in a house fire. I didn't really get into details about that, but in the story she does die in a house fire, and her family, all of her family pretty much makes it out alive except for her. And so pretty much she had this whole grudge, and she was really mad at her family for leaving her in there and not really trying to save her. So pretty much she ended up becoming a demon, and when I moved in there and I was messing around with her stuff, which is the teddy bear, which was her favorite teddy bear as a kid, pretty much she she wanted to possess me. And throughout months of me living through here, I progressively become more and more possessed, and I was seeing shit, I was telling you guys all about it, and I was witnessing all the stuff you would really witness before you'd become possessed. And of course, Tyler in the story brings a Ouija board at a certain point, thinking that this will help the situation, but it does not at all, and it makes things a lot worse. And getting into more details, he also saw Carrie's name at the graveyard on a tombstone, and he comes back to me and he's like, dude, I've seen that name before, and I don't want to mess with this kind of stuff. And this is after we were playing with the Ouija board, getting the name Carrie, and it freaks him out, and he's done after that. He's just, at a certain point, some people get freaked out like this, and they just don't want to mess with these kind of things. But the irony of it was, he was the one that even had, he was the one that had the idea of messing with it. So, it wasn't my fault. It was his fault. But other than that, continuing the story, I end up being the only one living in the bro cave for a lot of days and by myself. I mean, even though Jonas was in and out, I was mostly by myself in that house, and I couldn't take it anymore. I was witnessing a lot of paranormal stuff, and then I find the notes when Jonas comes back from Flagstaff after a long trip, and it was in the picture frame that I found also beforehand. If I didn't get into discussion, if I'm not really discussing that, but I also forgot about the picture frame. But I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, it's kind of hard, kind of into it. But I hit the picture frame out of his hands, and the note was inside the picture frame. And this is what kind of really led me to become more and more possessed. This is like probably like the last point until things get really bad. Anyways, I read the note, I figure out where it's really leading me, and I find this little box, and you'll see this in the videos, but it's a little wooden box, not really box shaped, but we'll just call it a little wooden box, and the other note is inside it. But what I don't know is that the next note isn't just an ordinary note. It's more of like a curse, and when I read this curse, this lets Carrie get more control over me. And when I read it, it really possessed me. That was the moment when Carrie had full control over my body. Pretty much, she was living inside of me, and that does sound a little weird, I know, but pretty much that's what happened, and I was gone. I was long gone. She fully had control, and I couldn't do anything about it. So pretty much at that point, Jonas eventually did see the videos back in Flagstaff, and he drove down here to Sedona, and he has been studying a lot of stuff about this, and in the series, of course, not, but in the series, he knew a lot about, you know, how to reverse a possession, and kind of like an exorcism, but it's a little different because the teddy bear was still attached to Carrie. It's how she stuck in our world, and it's how she stayed in the bro cave for this many years. So as we keep on talking through about the series, at the very end, Jonas lights the bear on fire in the backyard of the bro cave, and it releases Carrie, which is the demon, from me. But within that, you know, shit went crazy, and the bro cave was pretty much destroyed. But I was safe at the end, and you know, I was fine, and I lived. But that's pretty much the whole series, and you know, I thought it was a good ending. I thought that was the best way to end it. I pretty much don't know where I am when I wake up, because I was gone for how many, I can't remember how many days, but I was pretty much gone when Carrie fully took control, and I just didn't really know where I was. That's pretty much the whole series. I thought of this whole script, I thought of the whole story idea probably, I can't remember, I think it was last June. Yeah, it was last June, and I don't know, it was a great experience. I loved making it. It's cool seeing it in video form now after writing the whole thing. And you know, there's a lot of secrets within it, and you know, I told you guys in the credits of the last episode of the Unwelcome Visitors that there's a lot of Easter eggs, and there is. I don't want to give away any, but pretty much I'll give away what you should be looking for. Pretty much props from the last series. I'll just give that out. Props from the last series. And you know, that's just one thing to look out for, because there's also a lot more than that. So pretty much it was a good experience. I loved making the series, and to end this live video, I just want to tell all you guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. You guys should get excited for the next series I'm going to release. That it is most likely going to be a comedy series. That's what I'm planning it to be. It might be a while until that series will come out. It's going to be a little bit different than weekly. For this series, it's going to be probably more like every 2 weeks or every month. But, you know, if I could figure out how to make these videos in a faster pace, then maybe it will be weekly. But as of right now, it's looking like it's most likely going to be, you know, every 2 weeks, because with this kind of series that's coming up, it's pretty interesting. It's very character based. I'll just let you guys know that. Very character based, and it's very surrounded by the characters. And the characters in the series is what really makes the world. So, and you know, it's like that for every series, but in this new series that I'm writing, it's really surrounding that whole idea, and it's insane. So just get excited for it. It's gonna be very funny, very, you know, very in the comedy range when it comes to that. So, you know, get hyped. I'm so glad that the series is over. I'm also sad at the same time because it was fun, but, you know, thank you all, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.